smarter on guys that you're guarding. You know, one thing that we talked about in our shell defense yesterday is the ball's up, you're up. But the ball comes down when the guy's in a threat position. You got to retreat a little bit and be in position, you know, play position basketball, especially on the defensive end. So, you know, we got to get better at that, and it's something that we'll continue to work on.
We've talked about it being a work in progress. As you watch the tape, is it more foot speed or is it more technique?
A little bit of both. You know, but I think what goes along with that is just being pretty aware of what's happening out there at times too, you know, and understanding who you're guarding, you know, KYP, you know, and our guys are just having some trouble with that at times. But I think, again, you know, 2 weeks into this, you know, into the preseason with 2 weeks left to go, you know, we still have a lot of room to improve, and we know that as a basketball team, and we're just going to keep putting the work in.
Golden State may be the best three-point shooting team in terms of that dynamic duo, the tandem, Curry and Clay. What needs to get better on your rotations out to those shooters?
Well, first of all, transition-wise, we got to get back. We got to do a better job of getting back and matched up quicker. When you're playing against guys like that, they might be the best shooting team in the NBA. You know, when they have it going like that, it's kind of hard for anybody to probably beat them. But with those two guys, I've always believed with shooters like that, you got to make them feel a little uncomfortable, and you also got to make them work on the other end too to take some of their legs away from them.
How was Steve Nash?
Steve's okay. You know, him and Kobe today, I told both to just kind of go in there and get your treatment, take the day off. You know, we were just doing a bunch of shooting and a bunch of offensive work, you know, so I didn't think those guys needed that. It was more of just going in there and maintaining their health. You know, but both of them were out here. We're ready to go, and I just told them both, you know, I told Kobe he can just go home. He said, why? You know. So it was kind of funny, but both of those guys are okay. You know, it was just one of those things today. I just didn't think we really needed them, and I thought a lot of these younger guys needed more to work.
Was Jeremy able to do some more?
Was who?
Was Jeremy able to do any more? Jeremy Lin?
No. Jeremy came out. He was a little ginger, and he said it feels a lot better today than it did yesterday. So Thursday's going to be pretty much, you know, probably a game-time decision. I think he'll feel better by Thursday. But I would say right now Thursday for him is probably 50-50.
Predominantly, what is Steve's issue? Is it the ankle that's bothering him?
I didn't say he had an issue. I just said I just gave him rest.
I meant yesterday.
You know, yesterday he played. I mean, you know, he just felt, you know, just didn't feel himself. You know, he didn't say what it was particularly anything. He just said he just didn't feel himself. So being that he's been in this league for that long and he understands his body a whole lot better than I do, you know, I take that for what it's worth and set him down for the rest of the game.
Kobe said yesterday that, you know, the shots won't be so short and the legs won't be as heavy once the practices start getting tapered. Was today step one for that?
Yeah, I think so. You know, the one thing that I wanted to do against Golden State the last game, we had a good hard practice that morning, and then we had to play against a very good basketball team. So mentally, it's a challenge. You know, mentally it was a challenge, and also physically it was a challenge. But I think the guys understand, or they'll start to understand in about a week from here. They'll start feeling so much better about their legs, and they'll be in so much better shape. And physically and mentally, they'll be in a better place. So, you know, this is all, you know, even though it sounds sometimes a little madness, you know, running them the way we run them, but it's all for the betterment of the team and for the end of the season where they'll still be fresh.
B, has anybody emerged as a rim protector or a pit bull in the paint?
Well, I would say the one guy that's kind of emerged at that is Ed Davis. You know, he's the guy that's done the best job of protecting the rim for us. He's also probably our best roller and screen setter is at that 5 position. So I didn't play him last game. I wanted to get a real good look at Robert, and I thought Robert had a real good game yesterday. And the roles will be reversed for Thursday. Ed will play, you know, the bulk of the minutes along with Jordan Hill.
You and I have been big fans of Ronnie Price throughout the years. Mm-hmm. What's he doing well for you right now?
He's just a tough little son of a you-know-what. he gets into people. He doesn't back down to anybody. He's a veteran. He got great experience, and he's got a motor. You know, I mean, he played 30-something minutes last night, and he played the first minute just like he played the last 30. You know what I mean? So he just doesn't seem to get tired, and he just goes all day.
You guys worked on some offense today. What was kind of the main offensive principle you guys implemented today?
Just our spacing. Our setups, our timing. You know, we got a lot of times against Golden State where guys are just losing the space, and you got 3 guys on the same side that's about 5 feet from each other. So we really tried to emphasize that today in our setups, you know, and just, again, you know, repetition right now is just so important, you know, especially with a lot of these young guys.
Ed said at training camp that one of his goals as far as just his progression is to be more developed offensively. I know obviously he's been finishing pretty well his pick and rolls, but where do you see in him with that as far as offense?
Well, I think if you throw it to him in the post, he can get you a shot. Yeah. You know, he's shown me that not throughout the first 2 preseason games that he's played, but throughout practice and training camp. So I have no problem with him catching the ball down there and doing what he does. But he's a guy that has developed. his game pretty good. But like I said, I see him as a defender, a rim protector, rebounder, and on the offensive end as being a facilitator from that center position, but also he just sets great screens.
B, can you give us an update on Jordan Clarkson?
Jordan is still probably day-to-day. I don't think there's no way he'll play Thursday. There's probably a better chance for him playing Sunday. We'll have to wait and see about that. Ryan Kelly did work for the first time, since the first day of training camp. Looked pretty fluent out there today, but we didn't go full speed, so I don't know where he is as far as Thursday. But I think for him as well, Sunday will probably be a possibility.
You talked about Randall playing longer, being in great shape, not good shape. Did you see any progress in him in this third preseason game?
Well, you know what, I think against Golden State, he could make a lot of people look bad, and I thought his 2 games against Golden State, he just looked lost. So he got to get to the point where he understands the offense a lot better. He's not chasing the ball, and defensively, he's got to use that size and that quickness, and that's something that he hasn't done yet. So he's still learning, and he's got 2 weeks to kind of catch up on all those things because I want to at least be able to trust him when I put him in the game.
What's your trust level right now on Carlos Boozer?
I trust Carlos a lot, because he's a veteran that understands how to play. But he's another guy to have heavy legs right now too, so I'm waiting for the next 4 or 5 days where these guys can get those legs up under him.
Any update on Xavier Henry for Thursday?
None whatsoever.
Any chance he plays?
None whatsoever.
Do you look at these games as just preseason games, or is there a level of concern?
I don't have a level of concern right now, to be honest with you, because, again, I have to look at it with a grain of salt. We've been together 2 weeks. I think we have probably 5 guys on this team that were here last year. So it's going to take us some time to gel. So it takes us some time for guys to get to understand what their roles are and what they're supposed to do. So I'm not by any means, very concerned about what's going on right now. I just know that we got to continue to work. 2 weeks from today, we'll be a lot better than we are today.
Not concerned, but what excites you the most about this group collectively?
That they're willing to learn. That they're out here every day. They want to learn. They want to get better. They like being challenged. They understand that I'm going to hold everybody here accountable, and it's pretty simple. So I like the fact that these guys are just here every day wanting to work and get better, and I have to be a little smarter as far as pushing them that much harder. I've pushed them pretty hard thus far. Now it's time to kind of take the rings off a little bit, let them get their legs back, and then go from there.
3 games of watching tape, what's your biggest concern?
Well, still transition defense in our half-court defense. As crazy as it seems, last night when I looked at the game, we didn't do bad in half-court defense. It's their transition that really killed us, So, again, we have to run back and protect the paint and then get out to these shooters. But half-court-wise, we did a pretty decent job.